exactly. We were just talking about how the narrative is changing. Everyone was saying crypto this, crypto that, and blockchain, but now it seems like after this bear market and FTX, crypto is now a bad word. So now it's Web3, guys.
Yeah.
It's all Web3.
No one is mentioning crypto right now. I feel like the moment you say it, people are like, oh, worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Say Web3, you're talking about like heaven to them.
Yeah.
Like, oh yes, this is where everything's going.
Tom, I need to know how you
got dumped on.
Did you
Buy crypto?
No, I was so hungry. Leonard, it was so delicious.
I swear, my left hand, right hand to God. I did not feed him no
crypto.
Just some fries and some
Web3.
Oh man, there was
crypto
here all this time.
Crypto.
No, not
crypto. Web3.
Just hear me say buff
Web3.
You know what? When I tried one, I thought to myself, this tastes like
crypto.
But then the fact it was a
Web3.
Like, no, I don't want to say it out loud. Y'all gonna think I'm stupid. That's why I ain't getting no
crypto.
Just got the
Web3.
Get out of here!
Look out! I know it's not what you want to hear, and I'm probably gonna lose subscribers just for thinking about saying this, but I think there might be a little bit of a retracement coming. As you can see, there is a huge bearish divergence right here on the 4-hour chart for the RSI, indicated by these higher highs here with the price and these lower highs right here with the RSI. We also have the same thing happening here with the MACD, and usually whenever we pump on a Sunday like this, we are going to have a retracement the next day whenever the markets open on Monday. However, in my opinion, if we do have a little bit of a retracement here, this is going to be the most bullish option that we have, because if we do see a retracement going into the Fed meeting, then it could be a sell the rumor and buy the news situation, which is kind of the opposite of what we usually see whenever we pump into some news like that, and then have a sell-off whenever the news comes across as we expected it to. Hopefully Bitcoin will retrace here and come back down to find support at about $21,500, or it might even come back down here to about $19,500, which is where the 200-day moving average is right now, and I think that would be a really great level of support that could shake a lot of FOMOers out of the market real quick and get us ready for another leg to the upside. As I said in a lot of my previous videos during the bear market, we have been in this downward wedge right here, which is a really bullish indicator with about a 10% failure rate and a price target of the top of the wedge. This looks like a really solid break out of this wedge, and I do believe that we are going to have some retracements at some point during this rebound out of this downward wedge. But that doesn't mean I'm bearish, because I think we have finally reached the bottom, and this is a strong indication that we're not going to be making another lower low. Also, as you can see, we have bounced off of this trend line right here, which a lot of people have pointed out does go all the way back until at least 2018 and even 2017, if you look back here. But I would say that this actually doesn't just stop in 2017, and we did interact with it back here in 2013, almost bouncing off of it at this high right here. And that was back in May of 2013. Then we even played around a little bit more with it here in April of 2014. And since then, we've bounced off of it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times now. So this is a really significant level of support that I do think is going to be holding us up. And any time that we start to see some retracements here during this relief rally, I'm going to be trying to buy as much as I can, so that I can get ready for the continuation of this relief rally and the eventual return of the bull market. Despite Solana taking about an 80 or 85% dump even after the FTX debacle, it looks like it's having a pretty great week, with it being up 10% in the past 24 hours and 9% in the past 7 days. A lot of people thought it was dead, but it has held all the way up here in the 11th position, and I think it is going to be a force to reckon with whenever we get back into the bull market. After Ethereum switched to proof of stake, it really is looking a lot more similar to a lot of these other projects that were supposedly Ethereum killers, like Solana. And I think that as the gas fees start to come back for Ethereum and people get priced out of that market, a lot of people are going to be looking for NFTs and things like that on other networks like Solana, Polygon, and Avalanche. Dogecoin was hated on throughout even the whole bull market last time, and the bear market has been pretty brutal to the Dogecoin community. But as you can see, it is still holding up here in the 9th place position, even above Matic. And this is one of the favorite coins of most people in the cryptocurrency space. But I don't really think that it's time to start YOLOing into these altcoins yet, because at the beginning of a bull market, Bitcoin usually does rise in its dominance and it starts to take off a little bit ahead of the rest of the group. So for now, I think that Bitcoin is going to be the best bet as the rest of the market looks to Bitcoin to see if the bullish sentiment is going to continue or if this relief rally is going to end and we start to have a retracement to the downside some more. Whenever Bitcoin does confirm that we're finally back into this bull market though, retail investors are going to start flooding back into the market, and that's when it's going to be a really great time to stack up on altcoins because altcoin season is going to be right around the corner. Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying the show. I just wanted to take a moment to tell you about our sponsor, my merch store. Head on over to mightymike.io and pick yourself up some Mighty merch. Are you mighty? Well, own it. Get your hands on the hottest crypto merch on the market with Mighty Mike's Mighty Merch. Investing in style with Mighty Merch is investing in success. I've got all kinds of new cryptocurrency related designs coming out all the time, and I got the comfiest merch that I could possibly find so that you could sit back in luxury and watch my videos in style. So head over to mightymike.io and get yourself some Mighty merch today. Now back to the video. One of the things that could send the crypto market soaring higher and actually confirm the start of a new bull market is confirmation that we're going to see some transparency with regulation coming forward for the cryptocurrency markets. As this article by Forbes says, in the last year, traditional finance institutions' limited exposure to cryptocurrency has prevented turmoil in cryptocurrencies from infecting the broader financial system, 4 senior officials in the U.S. Biden administration wrote in a statement, urging Congress to step up its efforts to regulate the cryptocurrency market after a number of crypto bills have been introduced. It would be a grave mistake to enact legislation that reverses course and deepens the ties between cryptocurrencies and the broader financial system. It says legislation should not greenlight mainstream institutions like pension funds to dive headlong into cryptocurrency markets, White House advisors said. To me, it sounds like they want to take away your right to be able to invest in the cryptocurrency space. And this would be like saying that pension funds couldn't be invested in Microsoft or Netflix or any of the big tech companies that pretty much run everybody's pension funds up, and if they had made that decision in the beginning of the internet. It would have definitely stunted the growth of the whole market, and a lot of people wouldn't have been able to retire because they would still be invested in things like paper. A lot of things that people have traditionally invested in to get ready for their retirement are actually going to become obsolete as this technology comes to fruition. And if these bills are put into legislation, we're going to be seeing a lot of people on Main Street being held back and a lot of this profit going to Wall Street. Just like in the traditional markets, they're going to make sure that all the profits are already taken by the time you're allowed to get into the market. And pretty soon you might have to be an accredited investor to even invest in new crypto startups. It goes on to say Congress should consider expanding the powers of regulators, including the SEC and the CFTC, bolster transparency and disclosure requirements for crypto companies, increase funding for law enforcement, and pass so-called stablecoin legislation, they advised. Following on from President Joe Biden's crypto executive order in March last year and the White House's comprehensive framework for crypto development in September. It says this is the first media statement from the White House on the subject since events in late 2022, meaning the FTX collapse. Sheila Warren, a chief executive lobby group of Crypto Council for Innovation, said. It also acknowledges that human behavior leading to recent failures is not new or unique to crypto. This is really important because while they do want to regulate cryptocurrency to the point that it's going to be hard for you to invest in it, it's not going to protect anybody from fraud because the traditional markets are already regulated and we continue to see fraudulent behaviors all the time in traditional markets because it's just human nature and the nature of criminal activity. If someone is going to be a criminal, putting some laws into place is not going to stop them from breaking those laws because they're already criminals, and that's the definition of being a criminal, breaking laws. It says it's important to have careful evidence-based conversations and get legislation right. We support the administration's call to Congress establishing appropriate guardrails and transparency for those participating in digital asset space. However, Binance chief executive Changpeng Zhao, or CZ, has warned via Twitter, last year's $2 trillion Bitcoin and crypto price collapse will put off traditional finance players' adoption of Bitcoin and crypto or blockchain technology, and will likely cause them to further be behind on the adoption curve, which may have existential implications for them. I think it's really important for them to have these evidence-based conversations and get legislation right, as they put it. Because if they don't, then they are going to push all of this innovation overseas, and this legislation isn't going to stop fraud. It's just going to make it happen on some island where it's not regulated anyway. We want to make sure that our lawmakers are incentivizing cryptocurrency startups to actually happen here in America so that we can all benefit from it and all of the money isn't just being pushed out of this country. But if Elizabeth Warren has anything to say about it, you won't have the right to invest in cryptocurrency at all. According to this article on CNN, crypto fraud is a big problem, but it's one we can fix, Elizabeth Warren said. Crypto mining firms are polluting communities, they're straining power grids, and they're even driving up utility costs in communities from Texas to New York, she said. Both the Department of Energy and the Environmental Protection Agency have the authority to require crypto miners to disclose their energy use and their environmental impact. Warren said the rise of crypto-friendly banks has already opened the traditional banking system to greater risk, raising the specter of a crypto collapse in which American taxpayers are left holding the bag. Essentially, she's saying that she doesn't want crypto-friendly banks or banks in general to be allowed to give you money to spend on cryptocurrency exchanges and buy crypto so that you can escape the traditional finance system. Elizabeth Warren has been bought out by the banks, and she basically works for them. She said it's the bank regulator's job to insulate the banking system and taxpayers from the risk of a crypto fraud. They have the tools and they need to use them. This lady thinks that everything from Bitcoin to shitcoin is a fraud and you shouldn't be allowed to invest in it unless you get explicit permission straight from Elizabeth Warren. But she didn't mind benefiting from Sam Bankman-Fried and all of his political donations to the Democratic Party. It seems to me that Elizabeth Warren doesn't want any fraudulent activities unless she can personally benefit from them. And if you think that you can escape the traditional system that has done Elizabeth Warren so well, then you've got another thing coming. Because she works for the banks and she's going to make sure that you continue to belong to them. Here we have an open letter to Senator Warren from, I guess, the crypto community. And I'm going to hit the most important points so that you can get the gist. It says, Dear Senator Warren, the bill you've recently introduced requires the U.S. Treasury Secretary to create a rule disallowing financial institutions from transacting with self-custody wallets, citing the FTX debacle. It was a wholly inappropriate response to the failure of a centralized entity already regulated by a government. Your shotgun approach to regulation is dangerous to innovation in the United States and particularly Main Street. If Elizabeth Warren gets her bill pushed through, then that means you're not going to be able to cash out of your crypto wallets, and any money that you have in your cold storage wallet will basically be disqualified from the financial system. If this wouldn't disincentivize people to invest in cryptocurrency or to innovate in the space of cryptocurrency, then I don't know what will. And crucially, cold storage wallets were really the one place where your cryptocurrency was totally safe during this whole FTX debacle, and Elizabeth Warren wants to take that safety away from you. I don't understand how this is supposed to help anybody except for the banks. It says Representative Warren Davidson, Republican of Ohio, knew it was only a matter of time before someone like you would try to compel the Treasury Department to interfere with consumers' rights to self-custody their digital assets. Or, as Representative Davidson put it, to own and possess private property. Therefore, he introduced last February the Keep Your Coins Act, designed to preserve Americans' rights to privacy and transacting with crypto assets. The bill would prohibit any federal agency from implementing a rule that would impair a person's ability to act as a self-custodian and thus their ability to conduct peer-to-peer transactions without the need for a third-party intermediary such as FTX. This is the kind of legislation and regulation that we actually need to be put forward, because if we don't get transparency and some clear limitations on the actual regulations that they can put in place, then we're going to totally lose control over cryptocurrency, and it's just going to be a copy of the traditional finance system anyway. That would mean that the government would have total control, and the people that they choose can continue to scam all of us and just take control of all of our lives, putting us straight into serfdom. This is the plan that they've had all along, and they've put a lot of work into setting up this system the way that they wanted it to be in the first place. So for us to just come along and try to make a new system and set ourselves free is totally unacceptable to them, and they're going to be doing anything that they can to take those rights right back away from us. It says, as the federal government seeks more regulation of the crypto ecosystem, It seeks to impose more surveillance over American citizens, stated Representative Davidson after introducing the bill. It's vital that we preserve the attributes of cash transactions by protecting permissionless nature of cash. No third party should be required for two people or companies to use money as a means of exchange, store of value, or record of account. This bill ensures individuals will always have the ability to transact without any intermediaries. To me, it seems like cryptocurrency has two futures. One in which where the WEF gets their way and they have total control over the financial system that we live in, and then we can own nothing and be happy as they prophesied in their Davos forum. Obviously, that's a dystopian future where we're going to have no freedoms, and I really hope that's not what happens. But our only real hope is that these other bills get pushed through and that no one can actually have control over our cash and that we won't need to ask anybody's permission to make a transaction. Like I've said in the past, if somebody has control over your money and they can count you out of the financial system, then they have total control over your every move and your every word. Because if you say something that they don't agree with, then they can take away your ability to even buy food, and that'll put you in line real quick. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are we going to see cryptocurrency set us all free, or is the government going to take control and make us all basically slaves? Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Oh hey, I was just being chased by a bear. Watch out. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell too, because I don't want you to miss out on any important updates. And check out this video. Oh crap, I gotta get out of here.